how do we start a new system if the current system is getting in our way and it's holding us back?
Yeah, we have a lot of coaches here on the EntreLeadership team, and every week they talk to a lot of different business owners, right? And over the past 10 years, we've talked to thousands of business owners that want to create these new systems in their lives. And there's really three main areas that kind of come to the surface as ways that are kind of holding people back from implementing those new systems. And the first one is they don't know the end goal. Right? The second one is they don't go all in. And the third one is they don't have accountability. So let's talk about each of those.
So when you say they don't have an end goal in mind, is it just, it's not specific? It's just kind of a squishy vision?
Yeah, we're talking about systems, right? Which is kind of like a plan or a framework for how to get somewhere. But that is to get somewhere for a goal, for a purpose, right? There's this end state that you want to get to. And so when we talk about goal setting around here, we talk about there's 5 different components, and one of those is it needs to be specific. A lot of times people will get sold on, I just want to be better, or I want to lose weight. And those goals are not specific enough, one, to set a plan around them, right? And to figure out what things need to change in order for me to hit that goal. We also talk about desired future. We talk about that a lot in Entre. And that's from a business perspective, where do you want to be in a year, 2 years? But it's not just, I want to be bigger and I want to have more money. It's how many markets do you want to be in, right? How many stores do you want to have? Being very specific around that helps you say, what needs to change today for me to get there?
Yeah, and we've got the Desired Future dashboard now inside of EntreLeadership Elite so that business owners all over the country can really dial that down, and not only for themselves to have that clarity, but for their team. It's something we can all look at and go, are we on track for the goal that we all decided was the vision that we're heading towards? And so it's such a powerful reminder that a goal of, hey, we want to grow this year. Great. How? How much? When are we going to do that by? And so for the whole team to get on board, it gives us something to aim at. And, Zig Ziglar, we say, if you aim at nothing, you'll hit it every time. And so as a business owner, you've got to be real clear about communicating that constantly with your team so that everyone's on board.
Yeah, that's so important. A team that doesn't have a clear goal, they're always going to be uncertain of whether they're doing the right thing. So if as a leader, you're setting that clear goal, they're going to be able to be empowered to run and push in a way that they can't when there's not clarity.
Which goes to the next point you made, which was they're not all in.
Yeah.
And it's hard to be all in when there's not real clarity. You don't know why you're doing something. So talk about that piece of a business owner or leader not being all in on a system.
Yeah. So I used to work for an advertising agency, and we'd have clients come in all the time saying, hey, I want to, they'd have a very specific goal. I want to grow revenue in this quarter, or I want brand awareness to grow by 35% in this market. And they needed a marketing plan to do that. So we would take that goal, we'd sit down and put together a marketing plan, and then bring it back and present it to the client and say, do this to get to your goal. But what would happen all the time is they would say, oh, this is great. Thank you for all your hard work on this. We're going to do these 4 things. We're not going to do those 2. We want to do that, but tweak it a little bit. And yet not those 4 either. And we would sit there and go, well, you're not actually doing the plan. We don't think that's going to work. And they're like, well, no, we need that to work. And that's what we do a lot of times in our business. That's what we do in our personal lives. We see a system and we say, I'm just going to take 2 of these pieces and implement it and do it in the current system that I already have. And then we're just shocked that it didn't work. We're like, this whole thing is false. This whole system doesn't work because those 2 things, when we're not seeing that it's actually the entire system. So going all in, it actually stress tests to say, is this system going to work or not?
Yeah. It's amazing the results that happen when you just decide to go all in, and as a team, you all commit to going all in.
Yeah, if you don't go all in, you never know if it's going to work.
And the last piece of this is accountability. So we talked about specificity with the goal, being all in on that, and then accountability is the last piece.
Accountability is so important, and it's most often the one that people don't do. So when we think of accountability, a lot of times when we approach something, we go with our own willpower, right? We want this new system. We want to push through and we want to do it on our own. The problem is willpower is a finite resource. Right? It's going to run out. And if we don't have something there to help kind of like boost that on an ongoing basis, it's going to eventually fizzle out. And so we have, like I said, we have coaches on EntreLeadership. And so they have weekly sessions with clients. And so in those sessions, they talk about, hey, what are the things that we need to do in the next week to continue to move your business forward? So they get action items. Well, the next week, they follow up on those action items. And what they hear all the time is, hey, did you do the action items from last week? And the business owner will be like, yes, 20 minutes ago, right? And the reason I did it is because I knew I was about to come on a call with you, and I did not want to have to say I didn't do it. There is something very powerful about not wanting to say, I didn't accomplish this. I didn't do that to someone else. And so having that layer of accountability will help you push through when you get too busy, when you don't have enough time, when you don't have, you've got a fire and you're like, well, no, I'm going to have to go and talk to this person, right? And I'm going to have to tell them that I didn't do it. It gives you that little extra push to keep you progressing on your goals.